Hello again everyone, how are you all? Hope you're all well. I have a bit of a problem when it comes to handheld systems, and not just any handheld systems, but ones that I see that are broken or spares and repairs or untested, stuff like that. Stuff sold really cheap, but it's going to need some work. And in case of point, these two here that I've found, they've sort of sent me down a rabbit hole of modding and fixing and stuff like that, just because I need to save these things. And they've really helped me out quite a bit in saving other systems that I have or making new systems. So what we got here, first of all, is a Game Boy Color, and this was from Cash Generator, I think it is. And the one near me tends to have like a little section of just broken stuff or untested or, stuff like that. A lot cheaper than normal. They just don't want to bin them. They want to get some money back for them. And I'm happy to. There's normally like pads and stuff like that. There's normally quite a lot of pads. Ones like that, they're actually quite easy to fix up if you know what you're doing. But this one here, I think, was £8, and I just had to pick it up. It's in nice condition. I mean, for £8, even if I just use the battery compartment, the shell, if the inside was completely shot to pieces, then yeah, I was definitely going to take a chance on that. Screen's not too bad either, and the screen itself is actually working fine. The board from this has gone somewhere else, which I will show you later on, hence the rabbit hole. And this one here again was sold. I think I got this one during lockdown, and somebody sold it for like £10 posted. They said they could hear it beep, but nothing on the screen, so it was spares and repairs. 9 times out of 10, when somebody says that, the contrast is turned all the way up or all the way down, which turned out to be the case with this. So the screen in this was absolutely fine. Didn't have a lens over it. It's really, really yellow, as you can see, the different contrast there. And around the back. I'd just love to know how long that had sat on someone's like windowsill, just so you know, in the sun. Really impressive though with these buttons. If you actually see, it's actually cracking, and that's impressive. I will be keeping these. I mean, I may use them at some point, just ironically, you know what I mean, in a mod, about sort of like a, what do you call them, like a rat rod kind of thing, you know what I mean, but as a Game Boy, you know what I mean, a rough and ready one, but works perfectly fine. Just giving myself an idea then. I'm making this video of what I could do with these. See, this is what I'm talking about. I could just think of one thing like that and a whole something will appear. But it won't be everyone's taste, that is. People like nice, shiny, new things. But anyway, it's mine. I can do what I like with it. Right, anyway, back on subject. The screen was working fine in this, and the board was working fine in this. I still can use the shell at some point. Do I do a retro bright on it or something like that? Still got the battery cover and the battery compartment, no corrosion there. So yeah, there's still stuff I can do with this. But what this did is this one has been a donut and has fixed 2 Game Boys already so far. First one it fixed was this one, and it's my Plate Loud DMG yellow Game Boy with really nice buttons. Not. They're staying there regardless. I didn't put them there. But what this was is somebody had modded this one already a long time ago for a backlight. And you can tell it was somebody modding something who hadn't got a clue what they were doing, because they mess so many things up. It's unreal. You should see the mess of wiring and stuff that's inside this. The screen itself had a nasty sort of crack along here, like they've tried to push it in and cracked the screen, but carried on doing it. There was hairs under the screen. There was just mess and everything else. It had 2 horizontal lines that had started to appear because the mod was just done so badly. So this one has donated its screen back for this one. So I've sort of reverse modded one. So now I've got like an original Game Boy. Which, it's actually quite nice to have an original Game Boy. It's nice to see what the screen used to be like. And just how do we put up with this? There wasn't anything else, was there? Go on, let's get Bubble Bobble theme tune stuck in your head. These Game Boys do go quite loud. Bubble Bobble on the Game Boy is not a bad port. It doesn't show the whole screen. It scrolls up. Oh, get here. There. Got to kill them all. Right, enough of that one. So that's the first mod that this, or first fix that this one's already helped me with. Now I need to change the batteries here because I need them for the other one. Let's leave that one in shot. So that's one that's already fixed. And the next one, the board was used not to modify anything, but to actually create a brand new Game Boy. So hopefully it works, because last time I put these batteries in here, they didn't have enough power. Yay, it does. Right, so we've got this one here, which is a nice white DMG Game Boy, and it's got the new IPS screen in it. Brand new case, you can see it's really nice and shiny. I love the white, I really do. I mean, yellow's nice, not so nice, but that just looks really nice and clean, doesn't it? And the screen in these now are just amazing. I mean, look at that, so bright. Oop, dropping it there. There is the button on the side here. It's also like the volume wheel. Is it the volume wheel? Contrast. That's it, contrast. There you go. Slides up and down, changes the contrast. And you can also press it in to change the actual colours of the screen, which I think is quite a nice touch. If you press and hold it as well, brings you down to this menu, so you can do horizontal and vertical positioning, which is great because sometimes you've not lined the screen up perfect. You can just shift it across a bit or up a bit, make it perfect for you. Then you got your pixel effect. Can't remember how you do this. It's been a while since I've oh, hang on, you have to press that button, don't you? So you got your pixel effect, which sort of like, I like it with the pixel effect on a mod. I just think if it's a documentary screen originally, it's quite nice to have that. And then you can have your battery display on, which is probably going to show me. See, it comes up in the corner there. So yeah, that's the IPS. Hang on, let's get off this. There we are. And that's the IPS screen mod for the DMG. And if it wasn't for finding this one really cheap, I wouldn't have fixed this one up, and I wouldn't have gone for making myself a nice Game Boy like this. So it's like, it's that rabbit hole that you go down, that find one thing which can lead on to something else, which can lead on to something else. And it really is, if you get a chance to get one of these Game Boys with this screen, just grab it. It is amazing how much difference the screen is. Makes the game so playable. Right, anyway, enough of that one, because again, I'll start playing it. So that's the DMGs, the originals. Let's actually try and keep them in shot, at least for a little bit anyway. Am I going to need these batteries? I'll take some just in case. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit of a long rambly video, but hey, nothing wrong with that. Right, now this one here, this one, there was some issues with it. I have used it to modify something else, but over time something's failed on it, and I've had to replace the board again. When I got this one, someone had completely butchered the inside. It looked like some components had gone. They tried to change, didn't know where to solder and everything else. I got it up and running, and I got it working most of the time, but sometimes the screen just completely crapped out on me, really. What it is the connections is soldered to the board, and then you put the ribbon cable, which is here, into the board, and then you get on the screen. So when I did the mod, I noticed somebody had pulled that off and super glued it back on. So over time, it just kept failing. So I've had another replacement board for that, but it's still this Game Boy that made me want to do more modding of these. So what that board did, because the screen's still there, the screen is perfectly usable, the case is still nice. At some point I may get another Game Boy that's in horrible condition, and it will save that one. But again, the same with this one here. I have got another modded. This is a glow-in-the-dark case for a Game Boy Color. As you can see as well, probably better when I turn it on, but the screen is even bigger in it, and it's the new IPS screen as well for this one. Go on, turn on. Yeah, it worked. So if you actually look at the size difference of the screen, it is a little bit bigger. It's quite nice for the gameplay. Help have actually put a game in it. And again, this has got the same functions and everything else as this one. It's just a little bit more fiddly to go to. Some people have the sensors at the top so you can touch it to change the colour or the brightness. I've just done away with them because I found I kept knocking them and things kept changing. So this one at the moment, if you press the select and the A and B together, that brings you up with the menu and it goes through exactly the same stuff as the other one does. And that to go off. And yeah, just again, such a nice screen, such a nice mod. If you get a chance again to get one of these, I think the colour one probably is a better option than this one because you can play your original Game Boy games and your Game Boy Color games on it if you're only going to go for one. Talking about the original, let's see what they look like in this in colour. You can modify the colour palette as well to be different. It's a little bit fiddly, and me being colourblind, I'm just not going to mess with it. Some things just like, I just don't want to go near. Although it does have an option for a, just look, close up on the screen. I'll tell you what we will do while I'm here. Let's actually go down to brightness. So it just changes it just as slightly. Can really save your battery. So that's that. So yeah, that's the glow in the dark. That's what was saved from this one. As I said, this one can be used again later on. That's really, really nice options, that is. And that is what these broken ones have saved. There are some other options. If you do not have the money for these, because a proper modded one of these, I've seen them sell for over £100. If you go and get the kit yourself and everything else, I mean, you can save yourself a bit, but it's still going to cost you around about £50–60, depending if you have the Game Boy already and stuff like that. And can be really easy to mod, a little bit more fiddly to mod. And I am going to be getting a Game Boy Advance as well, because there's a new IPS screen for that, which has got AV out. So I do have a Game Boy Advance, a broken one, coming soon, and then I'll do the mod on that. I'm just enjoying doing these mods, to be honest, and it's nice to see the result when it's finished and save something that's broken, as I said, back to being fully working. But if you want to play your games and you don't have the funds for these, there's an option you can get for about 30 quid, £35. And I got it before getting any of these, and I still like it. I really do. And it's the GB Boy Color. The only mod I have done on this is I've changed the D-pad to an original Game Boy one. It came with sort of like a circle one that was like really dips in and out. I didn't like it whatsoever. But what this is a Game Boy clone. You see there? GB Boy, all the writing I can't understand. But it plays... Where's it gone? It plays original Game Boy games, actual cartridges, with a nice backlit screen. It's not the best screen in the world, especially after playing these ones, but you get what you pay for, and I think this is actually stunning. See, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. 35 quid. And also your Game Boy Color games. I say it does. Yeah, classic cartridges here. There we are. And your Game Boy Color. See, it's got more bleeds around the screen, everything else. It's a little bit washed out. But when I first got this, I was like, wow. Really? For the price, it is amazing. And this does actually have an extra bonus as well. So, to say it does have a dead pixel. I know that would bug some people. Always had that dead pixel. But yeah, plays fine. And it's party trick. No Game Boy cartridge whatsoever. And you got some inbuilt games. Granted, a lot of them are absolutely rubbish, but when you've got Mario, Contra, Duck Hunt, Tetris, stuff like that, with no Game Boy cartridges in it whatsoever. I tell you what, that feels like with nothing wrong with this whatsoever. So if your budget is not up, if you can't afford these ones, grab yourself one of these. It really is well worth it. I'll go back at the ones I am going to mod as well. I mean, I do have an SP101, which is a really nice Game Boy, but look at that. I have never changed the shell on one of these, but this is definitely something I'm going to have to do in the future. I just have to show you the difference in the screen, because I didn't realise how much different the screens were in these until I played them, and I was like, wow, that's great, and realised I haven't even turned the screen on yet. It gets even brighter. Just look at that. Really, really nice. So yeah, I'm not sure what screen I'm going to put in. Well, screen. I'm going to keep that screen. I don't know what shell I'm going to put on this one yet. I do like the Super Nintendo one. I don't like the NES one so much. My daughter was saying get a Pokemon one, but I'm not actually a Pokemon fan. So if you are, that's just not for me. And the one final option, if you don't want to go down this route at all for any of these modding and stuff like that, get yourself one of these. The Retro Flag G-Pi case. And what this is an original Game Boy style case. If you get one of these out, you'll actually see there is a size difference. It's really nice and compact, but the screen is a lot bigger. It has shoulder buttons around the back here. They're okay. You know what I mean? I do find a little bit difficult, like my hand's a bit cramped when I'm trying to press the buttons and that. I mean, if your hands were a bit smaller, I'm sure it'd be fine. And it just feels right. It feels like a Game Boy. It really does. The cartridges it takes is just the one. This one here. And what this is a Raspberry Pi Zero in here. So yeah, they sell this as just the shell. And the amount of Raspberry Pi Game Boys I've seen people mod over the years in various different ways and everything else, to get one that's like off the shelf, just ready like this, is amazing. It really is. You've got your volume in the side, your power in. Hang on, volume, contrast, volume. And what I like about this bit here is you can lift that up and get access to the Raspberry Pi inside, so you haven't got to unscrew this to get it out. And I know it's only a silly little touch here, but the switch here locks the actual Raspberry Pi inside, so you can't take it out. It's a really nice screen, very loud. Hope the screen's coming through as good on camera as it is in person, because it's nice. I like this one. This is the one that I took away on holiday with me. This has got a bit of everything. Granted, yes, it can eat through the batteries. You can put a different battery in here. I've never done a battery mod. Maybe something I'll have to look into in the future. Oh, hang on. There was also another port on the back there, so you can actually do what do you call it? Your updates and stuff like that. Right, let's turn the brightness down a bit. That's it. It was a little bit too bright. I mean, look how high it goes up. So let's turn it down. It's better on camera. So I tend to use this as a portable Raspberry Pi. You do have the options. Hang on. For all your consoles. All these ones here. It just keeps on going. Usual Raspberry Pi stuff. It's got. There we are. There's your little like random arcadey ones and stuff like that. This was already pre-set up for me when I sent it. I mean, if you know your stuff about Raspberry Pis, you can change whatever you want on that like you normally do. I tend to just leave it alone. If it's working, leave it. So we've got Atari Lynx, Wonder Swan, Game & Watch, Game Boy Hacks, Game Boy Color. Yeah, I mean everything on there. Game Gear, Neo Geo. And I just absolutely love this just for, I said, portable. It's like portable Raspberry Pi. Oh, got micro machines there. I press straight away. And then you have to let it load up here. I tell you, it's glitching a bit on the screen. That's definitely not coming through in like real life. Just a bit of refresh rate. And once it's done that, it switches over to just being a Game Boy. Anytime now. Here we are. I don't like the colour. You can change this colour of the screen. Again, not something I've gone into because I just don't want to mess it up. So they've tried to make it green. It's the wrong kind of green. God, do you remember that two-player holding the actual pad together? Easy way to start a war, that is. Do love micro machines. Oh, wrong way. Good start. Right, anyway, that's it. That's what I've got at the moment. Let's turn you off. When you shut it down as well, it goes and shuts itself down properly. It doesn't just switch off. So getting a bit of a selection here. And after I've done the Game Boy Advance mod, after I've changed the case on this, my next project is to get a new screen in this. I'm really, really loving the Game Gear at the moment. I love the form factor and everything else. Yes, I know, I've got a problem. But hey, it's a problem. It keeps me busy and I'm enjoying it. Right, guys, that's enough. I've waffled on for way too long. Thank you for watching and I will catch you all again next time. Bye.